Hey, hey, good morning, Idea Lab. This is just for you today. Suzanne Taylor here to motivate you today for 2020. That's been my mission since the start of this new year. All right, let me just invite a couple people. Hey, Gail, how are you? Brenda, Lauren, hello, hello. I'm just going to wait a few more minutes to. Um, have people hop on. This is really an exciting topic for me because I as a work from home mom entrepreneur, there is constantly shiny objects getting thrown at me, from emails to new list to subscribe to, new video series to watch. Let me know in the comments if this happens to you all the time when you're on the computer. So when this happens, we get distracted from our mission, what we're supposed to be doing that day. And I have my planner sitting right here with me, and I'll be totally transparent, right? There's my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday full of stuff to do. And if I allow Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, email to take too long, well, then I get distracted. So I read this awesome book. I'm just finished inviting a few more people. All right, awesome. All right. Good morning, Gail. Good morning. Good morning, Angela. Good morning. Okay, so I read this fabulous book this month, and I read about a book a week. So get ready to get a whole lot more information. And there will be some changes coming to how I kind of do things. Hey, Nathan, good morning. Nathan's going to be my special guest, my first guest on my new interview series that's beginning this week. So on Thursday at 10 a.m. over on my business page, and I'll make that announcement later. So Nathan, thanks for being here. There's going to be some changes coming to how I do things because of getting distracted. For the past 2 years, I've been doing lots of free meetings, free networking, free groups, free talks. And that was distracting me, one, from my paying clients, distracting me from attracting paying clients, having those conversations with paying clients. Good morning, Alex. And so what happens when we get distracted? Having a coffee chat is fun for me. Of course it's fun. I get to meet other entrepreneurs. We get to have great conversation. But how does that help my bottom line if I do that and that's my kind of activity for the week? If that's my networking for the week, or if that's my work for the day, if it's not paying work, you technically don't have a job. So that's why becoming indistractable was really important to me. So when this book came up on my radar, I knew I had to share it with all my entrepreneurs here in this group. All right, so let me know in the comments if getting distracted online is a problem for you. Give me a 1 in the comments. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay number 1. I totally get distracted online. And I'm going to read to you a quote from the book, Indistractable. And I'm not sure how to pronounce the guy's name who wrote it, but I will put it in the comments. Nair Eyal, Eyal. And the book is called Indistractable: How to Control Your Attention and Choose Your Life. All right, so I see some 1s coming up in the comments. I know, like, being online is like going down a rabbit hole. You look up somebody's profile, then you end up on their website, and then you end up opting into their email series, and then you're reading their email series, and it has to stop if you're going to have a successful business. So I'm going to encourage lots of unsubscribes and lots of unfollowing the things that aren't benefiting you in your business. All right, so let me read this quote first, and then I have another question for you. The fact is, this day and age, if you're not equipped to manage distraction, your brain will be manipulated by time-wasting diversions. Yeah, right? So apps, games, social media are all geared to grab your attention on purpose and keep it off the tasks at hand, whether it's spending time with your family, whether it's advancing your business or advancing your knowledge. Okay, it continues. This book begins with the author's own struggle with distraction, which I totally resonated with, and how he got hooked on social media, apps, and games. But he also shares how he overcame this struggle and explained why we are much more powerful as humans than any of the tech giants who want to grab our attention. Ooh, I love that. Let me know if that resonates with you. Hey, Shelly, what's happening, Kim? Awesome. So in the future, there's going to be two kinds of people in the world. They're people who let their attention and lives be controlled and coerced by others, and those who will proudly call themselves indistractable. By opening this book, you've taken the first step towards owning your time and your future. All right, I want to dive right in to the biggest ideas that I took away from this book. And really, well, this guy who wrote the book is a former lecturer at Stanford's Graduate School of Business and the Haseo Planner Institute of Design. His first book was a huge bestseller that influenced the product development of pretty much all tech companies on the planet. It was called Hooked: How to Build Habit-Forming Products. So who better to teach you how to be indistractable than the person who wrote the book on technology grabbing people's attention. All right, I'll make sure I put the name of the book and the author in the comments when I'm done. Okay, big ideas. Traction versus distraction. I love this big idea, and let me explain. We think a lot about being distracted, but what is the opposite of distracted? It's traction. Wow. Now, if that gives you an aha moment, like it did me, let me know in the comments. And I love words, and I love looking up the ancient meanings of words. Yes, Nathan says he made a clear decision to focus on being a closer, nothing else. Doing so has given me a laser focus. He knows exactly what to do. He's got traction instead of distraction. All right, so traction literally means to draw or pull. Distraction, on the other hand, means drawing away of the mind. This is fascinating to me. It was one of the things I highlighted in the book, and that's why it's on my notes today to share with you. And I'm going to repeat it in case you didn't grab it. Hey, Debbie. And Kim says, absolutely. All right. We think a lot about being distracted, but have we ever thought about the opposite? Traction. Do you want traction in your life, in your business? Think of it as walking on a treadmill. Do you want traction? Do you want your feet to grip? Do you want to move forward? Or do you want to keep spinning and fall off the back of the treadmill? Traction literally means to draw or pull. Distraction, on the other hand, means drawing away of the mind. That's what social media is meant to do. That's what games are meant to do. That's what TV is meant to do. It's all designed to take you away from your mind. And I think that's why so many of us use that as a way to decompress, a way to disconnect, a way to stop our thinking. Debbie says she likes the word traction. Yes, if you have a business, you love the word traction because it means you're moving forward with some effort. So that's your first big idea. Remember, traction versus distraction. You find yourself getting distracted online. Remember, let's flip that switch, do the opposite, do traction instead. Okay, next big idea is root versus proximate. Now, I'm going to explain. This is really interesting. Managing your internal triggers. What motivates you really? That's the big question for this chapter and this big idea. What motivates you really? Is it feeling good? Is it having fun? Or is it moving your business forward? Let me know in the comments. What motivates you really? He answers the question in this chapter by saying pleasure. We mean the absence of pain in the body and trouble in the soul. So that's typically what motivates every human. We're human, we're all the same, just different variations. So what motivates you? Is it staying out of pain, physical, mental, emotional? Then distraction becomes easy. It does. Yes. Marketing on their path. Hey, Jackie, thanks for joining. Kim says marketing their path, not ours. Tell me a little bit more about that. Do you mean within your company, marketing, the people that you're following are marketing their path and not yours? You got to find your own path, girl. I'll encourage you all the way to do that. So by seeking pleasure, that hit of dopamine, that hit of serotonin in an app or social media or somebody's pictures or, some fabulously worded email marketing, we actually stay out of pain in the body and trouble in the soul. It's an awesome distraction. Simply put, the drive to relieve discomfort is the root cause of all our behavior, while everything else is the proximate cause of that behavior. Yes. Yes. Brenda says amen. Yes, I'm going to read that again. Simply put, the drive to relieve discomfort is what drives human behavior. It's the root cause of you being distracted, of you eating the things you're not supposed to, of you doing the things, of you sitting binge watching a TV show instead of working. It's the drive of all of our behavior, while everything else is the cause of our behavior. So if we're constantly trying to stay out of pain, physical, mental, emotional, then that's why it's easy to be distracted. No one ever said it was easy to have a business, have a life, have a family, have a relationship. So if we're constantly trying to stay out of the pain of doing those things, those uncomfortable things we have to do, we have to push ourselves to do, the conversations we need to have, picking up the phone and calling somebody and offering our services and telling them how much it costs, eek, that's uncomfortable. But if we're constantly avoiding that uncomfortable feeling, we get distracted. All right, let's see what Megan joined. Hello. Living with physical pain, I'm assuming you mean, Kim, that you're always seeking relief. Yes. Yes, I live with physical pain, different levels at different times, and just saying physical pain, it hurts a little more. So I have trained myself to move past that discomfort, think past that discomfort, and not allow myself to be distracted, right? Debbie says, having fun while making money, being creative and excited in her business. It gives me the benefits of a hobby this way. Exactly. You're doing what you love, right? So therefore, you don't need to create a distraction from it. And I've said that for years. When you create a life and a business that you love, you don't really need a vacation from it because it's what you do in your spare time. That's how I end up working. And I don't even call it work so many times. I had 3 incredible conversations yesterday with potential clients. So they were complimentary calls that turned into almost an hour apiece. And I thoroughly enjoyed stimulating those conversations, challenging those conversations. It's so fun for me. Of course, it could be a hobby. I don't want it to be a complete hobby. No, but those conversations I love having, and I'm sure you do too. Angela said, that's me. Cheryl, hello. Thanks for joining. Yes, of course, doing what you love. Okay, next big idea, and this is one of my favorites. One of my other favorite books is by Roy Baumeister. Roy Baumeister. It's called Willpower. And his research on willpower is fascinating. And if you want me to share some notes with you on willpower or the name of that book, just mention it in the comments and I'll be happy to do that. So Brenda says she's used her business that I love to distract me from the uncomfortable things in my life. Girlfriend, I get it. Yes, absolutely. I think we all have a tendency to do that when there's something uncomfortable out there. This is my office where we're at. This is like my sanctuary, my sunroom. My plants are here. My books are here. Stuff of my grandmother's is here. My mother's, this is my meditation area. This is my space. And then when I have to go out there and deal with an issue, something I don't want to deal with, it's easier to stay in here and work. I hear you. I see you. I totally get it. If anybody else feels like that, give Brenda a like on that comment and let us know. Yep. Kim says, yep. Okay, so willpower. Is it infinite or do we create it? Is it something you can learn to do? Let me know if that's a question for you. The scientific debate is that willpower is finite. You have a certain amount, you get to the limit, and that's it. Can't take it no more. I'm going to go get distracted. Distracted with a TV show, a bottle of wine, social media, whatever your distraction is. But if you quit telling yourself that, that's the experiment that was done at Stanford. When you quit telling yourself that willpower is finite, that I only have a little bit of willpower, oh, I don't have willpower. Let me know if you've said that to yourself in the comments. How many of you? Give me a 2 in the comments if you've said that to yourself. I don't have willpower. I can't do that. I don't have willpower. I need to grow my willpower, whatever it is. So willpower is not finite. You can cultivate more of it, and there's some rules around that can help you. I know when I used to help people lose weight and with their food years and years ago, part of cultivating that willpower was throwing everything out at home that you weren't supposed to be eating. Now, why didn't my clients think of that? Because they weren't strong enough at the time to do that. But if I was going to increase their willpower, you need to take those steps so that those things aren't brainless activities. And it goes the same with social media and distraction. If you take those things away from being unconscious activities, you won't do it as much. So take those apps off your phone or take them off your computer, whichever. Or use a timer. I have a timer set on all my Apple devices that tells me how long I am online every day. And when I hit the limit, I'm kind of done work for the day. There is no more, oh, let me hop back on, let me do more, let me write more, let me email more. It's a set amount of time of online activity per day. So I can't allow myself to get distracted because I only have 4 hours online, which is Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, writing on my blog, communicating via email. 4 hours per day. And that limit has increased my willpower to not get distracted. All right, let's read these comments coming in. Denise says, hi. Oh, thank you. Sending Indistractable love. Oh, thanks, Shelly. No problem. You'll catch the rest of it later. 2, Denise says, mostly with diet. When willpower wanes, we get distracted. Absolutely. So if you're getting distracted, Denise, on your phone, take your social media apps off your phone, or at least turn the notifications off. So I know when I look at my phone, it's over here underneath my notes. When I look at my phone and I open it up and I see 4 Facebook messages, 18 text messages, and 300 emails, I feel like I have to do that all right now before I do my blog post or before I do my things that I have on my calendar to do today. And if you're getting distracted because you wake up and you look at your phone and you see all those notifications, turn off the notifications. If you're not strong enough to have that deep work time in the morning without looking at your phone, one of the hardest things I ever adopted for myself was when I get up in the morning, the dog goes out, feed the dog, pour my cup of coffee, come into my office, do my journaling, do my meditation, do my 10, 15 minutes of yoga stretching that I do every single day before I touch my phone. That single thing that I adopted has changed my morning routine because now I've done my minimum effective dose of self-care. The 20 minutes of meditation, the 20 minutes of journaling, and the 20 minutes of exercise. Minimum effective dose. Now, most days do I do more than that? Absolutely. But that's accomplished before it's even possible that I get distracted. And that's part of, creating that morning routine. Just turning my heater off because it's finally warm enough in my office. All right. So the last big idea that I'm going to leave you with is making time for traction. Okay. So if we get rid of distraction, we have to make time for distraction. So my number 1 tip was not touching the phone for that first hour in the morning and not allowing any of those inputs in until you've done your journaling, your deep work time, your stretching, your yoga, whatever your morning routine is. If you haven't crafted a morning routine, well, maybe you need some help with that. And I have a great freebie on my website to help you craft your morning routine. Angela says she loves that idea. So, making time for traction. All right. I'm going to read a quote from the book that really helped me a lot. Being indistractable means striving to do what you say you will do, whether it's to others or to yourself, doesn't matter. If you care about your work, your family, and your physical and mental well-being, you must learn how to become indistractable. So let me have a 3 in the comments if you are routinely breaking promises to yourself. Maybe it's not even promises. Maybe it's just statements to yourself. Well, I'm going to work out today. And then you don't. Oh, I'm going to have a spinach salad for lunch today. And then you don't. That, my dears, is just the beginning of being distracted. Oh, you're welcome, Kim. Thank you for being here, honey. Yes, Angela says 3. Gail says 3. Okay, so there's 3 domains where you spend your time. You, your relationships, and work. 3 domains where you spend your time. You, your relationships, and your work. I define mine in my journal: energy, how I spend my energy, work, and love. And you have to decide how you're going to show up in each one of those areas. And in each of those domains, it's easy to get distracted. And I will tell you first and foremost, if you put you and your energy first, that first hour in the morning, the rest of the day becomes easier. The rest of the day becomes more centered, more grounded, more energetic, because you've put yourself first. One of the things I love doing for myself when I do these lives in the morning is I make a cup of Nespresso coffee, which is a big treat for me. My husband got me that machine a couple years ago. And my son got me this cup called Cup of Gratitude. And I make myself my favorite blend. And I don't put any cream or sugar in it. And it has this wonderful froth on top. And that's my reward for myself for putting myself in my uncomfortable zone, going live on Facebook, talking about things. Man, does anybody even want to hear what I have to say? I'm not sure. And putting myself out there for you guys. I'm grateful that you're listening. Thank you for being here. But I'm also grateful to me because I took that hour this morning and so much clarity has come for me and my business and what I'm doing every day because I've been taking that hour, sometimes 2 hours in the morning. I'll be honest, if I'm up early enough, if I'm up at 5 and my son doesn't get up till 7, it's 2 hours in the morning of deep work time, listening, absorbing, reading, writing, and giving myself that gift has brought more clarity in my business. So I'm running a little bit long here today, but I want to leave you with making time for traction in those 3 life domains. You, your relationships, and work. And by making time, um, to create those days that kind of run smoothly and your energy stays the same. You don't need to take a nap in the afternoon. You continue working. And then when your kids get home or when it's time to be with your family at dinner time, you're still awake and you're still vibrant and you're still ready to engage and be your best self. This is how you do it. And if that's not happening for you, give me a 4 in the comments. If you're fading in the afternoon and you need sugar or caffeine to stay going 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, if you're not making dinner at home and you're scratching your head at 5 o'clock, like, oh my God, what am I going to feed my family at dinner tonight? If those things are happening, maybe it all comes back to you in the beginning, that you're not managing your inputs and your energy because you're too distracted. So I'm going to leave you with that. Does your calendar reflect your values? Does your calendar reflect your values? Today, my calendar, yesterday, my calendar got a little distracted. I will tell you, because my neck was bothering me. So I had some physical pain yesterday. And so I'm just looking at my calendar right now, and 2 things did not happen because I had to make a drive to the chiropractor, right? So I had to be a little adaptable yesterday. So those 2 things that did not happen are now shifted onto today's calendar. And out of all of the things that are on my calendar, the things that are written in black are things that I need to do. The things that are written in blue are things that I want to do. The things that are written in green are money-making things. And the things that are written in red are things for my family. There's nothing in red these 3 days. There's some grocery shopping that needs to happen, but my calendar needs to align with my values. So if my values for work, which is mainly what I use my calendar for, if my values for work are to have a paying business, a business where I make money, there needs to be some green activities every week, right? If my values for my business are just to do things for charity, then I don't need to worry about those green things on the calendar. But then I look at each morning and I look at the time that is blocked out each morning that is just for me. It's why I go to bed early, so I have that time in the morning. So that's what I want to leave you with. Does your calendar reflect your values for you, your energy, for your relationships, and for your work? Oh, Kim says she color codes too. Yeah, great minds think alike. And Brenda says number 4. So her energy is dipping in the afternoon. And so Brenda, I'll leave you with this. Are you eating for your energy? Are you fueling your body with what you need for your energy? And you don't have to answer if you don't want. Angela says she uses the color code. Yes. But you know what? I'm going to challenge you to go back to that, Angela, to the color coding, because, sometimes there's different things we need to do for ourselves, and self-care is important. Maybe self-care needs to be a color for you, exercise a color, friend time a color, dating time a color. I don't know. Make those activities reflect your personal values. Love energy, love work. Thanks so much. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Glad you're pumped. I'm glad you're excited, because when we decide how we want to show up, energy, work, love, and you can use relationships, work, we're always in relationship with people. That could be the overall title, right? For how you want to show up. How do you want to show up when you're in relationship with yourself? Do you want to lie to yourself all the time? Say you're going to do things and then not do them? Do you want to get distracted by someone else's happy, rich, beautiful, skinny lifestyle on social media? Or do you want to make your life better? What are your values? How do you want to show up? And then make your calendar reflect that. Debbie says she uses highlighters. Debbie says, thank you, welcome. Brenda says she's not eating for energy. And Hatal just joined. Oh, well, you'll have to catch the replay. I'm just about to sign off for the day, and I'm going to write the name of this book. I think there's lots more juicy nuggets about virtues, about becoming an athlete. One of my energy identification words is I want to identify as an athlete. Even though I'm an injured athlete, I don't put that in my intention. I put athlete. That's how I want to identify myself. So let's decide today. That's your homework from this Facebook Live. Decide how you want to show up for energy for you in your relationships and then at work. Just a couple words. Share them in the comments if you want to. Energy, work, and love is how I decide every morning how I want to show up. And most days it's the same. Honestly, energy-wise, vibrant athlete. Work-wise, focused exemplar. Love-wise, I want to move from me to we. And that's how I present myself to my family. Instead of just being focused on me, I want it to be we. Team King. And decide today what words you want to use to describe your 3 areas of virtue. All right, I'm going to sign off and get to work because I only have about 3 hours left in my online time today. And some big changes coming to the way I do things on social media, the way I do things on my website. And if you're excited about that, make sure you're on my email list. Make sure you head over to my website and you're subscribed as a member, which means you just go to my blog and sign up as a member. Right now, it's completely free. Make sure you do that, and you will get notified of all the yummy changes coming. And they're good changes. They're quality changes. They're more information changes, more events, more things to grow your business. And I'm super excited that I've been asked by Tony Robbins' mastermind that I am in to actually facilitate some things for that mastermind. So all that news coming soon. All right, guys, have a great day. Virtues, decide how you want that calendar to be today and become a little bit more indistractable. All right, love you guys.